Do you need encouragement to turn tragedies into your own triumphant life story? If so, this podcast is for you. Listen to powerful guests who have persevered through challenges so you can gain strength to build your championship life. The host of Professor of Perseverance podcast, Dr. James Purdue.
Now then, come on in. They really push that one button right there. Hey, come on in. Today we're having a special, a different type of podcast. One of the rare ones where I'm going to do the speaking. I hope you come in. Hope you make comments. I hope that you enjoy. But today is going to be me doing most of the speaking. And not that I couldn't get a guest, but I am the guest. All right. So instead of this rambling on, let's go ahead and get started. Today, as we know it, September 11th, 2001, the way the world became what it is today, when our country was violated, was taken advantage of, terrorism took place. All right. Plenty. I mean, millions of people were just involved, even in other countries. Couldn't believe this was going on with to us. But this podcast today is not that I'm demeaning anything with that, because I pray for all the families, everybody involved, especially the people who lost lives, family members that lost loved ones. I hope this could be a best day ever for you, and that you're rejoicing, and that even when remembering, you remember the good about what took place with your family members, any friends that were involved. I hope the best for all of you. But today is my September 11th as well. I got paralyzed on September 11th back in 1983. Not to say that my 83 that was way before the country's 2001. Not to say mine's more important or anything, but it's my September 11th. And look at it this way: we all have a September 11th story. It doesn't necessarily have to be on September 11th, right? It could be May 10th. It could be December 25th, but whatever tragedy took place on your specific day, again, is 9/11 for all of us. Okay. So don't get confused. I'm not trying to overlook theirs. I'm just telling my story. Okay. How I got paralyzed. And so for the ones that do know, shh, don't come out telling everybody real fast. Okay. Let's build some suspense. For the ones that don't know, my story goes as 19 years old. I wanted to go to college I wanted to be a professional athlete, professional baseball player. And of course, most of the time, college is your next step. Most of the time, some people were blessed enough that they can move forward without the college. But so I went to college on a baseball scholarship, again, hoping to become this professional athlete. I was one of them that felt invincible. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm a strong athlete. I'm going to move forward through life. Again, at this time, I wasn't a Christian, even though later in life I became one, but and still am one. All right. Sometimes, we all fall. But September 11th, what happened is it's like, let's go back 2 weeks before the injury on September 11th. I'm at college on a baseball scholarship, wanted to be a professional athlete. My mom, we grew up, and I wouldn't say we were poor, but we were on that line of what poor would be. We were knocking on the door of poor. We made things meet, and we did things. All right. But my mom, our house, sometimes it rained, right? And sometimes the roof would leak. And so I became that person to have to go up and fix the roof. My mom couldn't afford a roofer. So I had to learn to do stuff like that. Not that I did it perfect. I did it best that I could. And again, the reason of all this is when I was 16, my dad died. So I had to grow up and be the man of the family quick. In the cold winter, if our pipes froze under the house, I had to be the plumber because we couldn't afford a plumber. And so I would go underneath the house and find where the pipe was burst or frozen. and get us some water, get the thawed out and pipes fixed so we have water. So I had to learn to grow up fast. I was our auto mechanics person for the keep the vehicles going from there. So again, this way being a professional athlete, the money they make today is not what was being made back then, even though it's still a good living. So I wanted to, be this athlete and buy my mom this new house so she hadn't to worry about it. Get her a new car, she wouldn't have to worry about it. Get my brothers a new house and cars, and so help the family the best I could. This was my plan. Was my plan. Okay, being invincible is going my way. That's what I thought. All right, so then 2 weeks into college comes. 2 weeks into college, and one weekend went to college, came home for the weekend. I was riding around with some people in a Jeep, and I had one or too many what we would say Coca-Colas or Pepsi. I'm not that I'm picking one over the other, Sprite or Dr. Pepper, but I had one too many drink that day. Being that I felt invincible, it just gave me some more liquid courage. So I thought while we're four wheeling in this Jeep, I'm going to surf on the row bar. That's right. I thought I was going to stand on top of this row bar and I was going to surf. So I get one foot up there and get the other one up there. I'm getting ready to try to stand and put my hands up. And about that time, we hit a bump, a hole in the ground where we're four wheeling, and then I go flying over the front of the Jeep. My left arm hits the top of the windshield. I land in front of the Jeep, and it stops about a foot and a half, 2 feet away from hitting me. Stop from hitting me. So I got this gash in my arm, it's bleeding. I get home and I tell cleaning it up. My mom comes in. Here's where it's like life was trying to tell me something, but I wasn't paying attention because I'm invincible, right? I'm invincible. I don't have to listen to stuff. So I'm cleaning this wound out. My mom, she says, if you don't quit doing the things you're doing, I'll be taking care of you the rest of your life. You know, she said, you be in bed in a nursing home or something, and I'll be taking care of you. Mom, you worry too much. You're right. You worry too much. That's about 2 weeks before the injury. About a week before, had gone to college, come back again for the Labor Day weekend, playing softball in the neighborhood. And my younger brother, I'm like 9 years older than him, he attacks me. Right? Here I am, this fine specimen of an athlete back then. Okay. Nothing like today's athletic body. But he gets mad and comes attack me. Now, I remember pushing him on the ground, and I said, "The only way you'll be able to beat me up is if I'm laying in bed or in a wheelchair and can't defend myself." Oh, now it's like twice now. Something said, "You better slow down, James. Listen to what you're saying. Listen to what your mom's saying. Something, you better start paying attention." I ignored it. I'm invincible, right? Hey, give me the world by the tail. I'm going to go conquer it. About 4 days before the injury, met this girl. I went to college for three reasons. One, to hopefully get drafted, go pro. Two, to party. Three, to meet girls, right? That's the only reason when I didn't care to graduate. I just went to go get drafted, meet women, party. Depending on what time of day, the three on the list changed. So, met this girl. We got to talking. She was in a nursing program. And I had no idea what I was taking. This is my first time in college. For 2 weeks into college, first semester, I had no idea. I told her, I think I probably did tell her teaching, but I don't know, that wasn't my specialty in real life, what I really. And so we're talking, and then I started telling her how my dad died when I was 16, and having to fix the roofs, having to be the mechanic, having to be the plumber. We couldn't afford it, and I said to her, I said, one of these days, someone's going to put too much pressure on me, and something's going to happen. And she said, well, then you'll have to start depending on other people. I said, oh no, too many people depend on me. Nothing can happen to me. So there we are again. Here we, it's like she gave me a sign. You're going to have to start depending on people. No, I'm invincible. People depend on me. I got to help them out. All right. So that's about, 4 days before the injury. About the day before the injury, I got to play one college game. I was the only freshman starting. I'm on my path to getting drafted. You know, all these people that's on the team, and I'm one of the people that are actually out there in the game, and I'm a freshman. Other people are older than me. So after the game was over with, my mom, she came to watch the game. My brother came to watch the game. My grandmother came to watch the game. After it was over with, my mom said, "Hey, come on home tonight. I'll cook you a good dinner. I'll drive you back down tomorrow," because this was Saturday. Tomorrow being Sunday. Today, September 11th, 39 years ago to the day. She'll bring me back to school tomorrow, 39 years ago. And I said, "No, Mom, I'm going down with the other baseball players and other team, with the team and everything. And, we have made our first step toward this draft." I made a comment. You may have heard something similar to this comment. I said, "The way things are going, nothing's going to stop me, Mom." It's kind of like in the Titanic, the captain, the guy that built the ship, and he goes, "Even God himself can't sink this ship." They were talking about how unsinkable it was. Here I am being invincible. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to get this contract so I can get everything for my family. Well, after looking back, God didn't have to stop that Titanic, did he? The iceberg did it for him. So the next day, I'm down with the rest of everybody on a Sunday, September 11th Sunday, like today, 39 years ago today. We're almost at the minutes of time of when things happen. We're playing football, a pickup game of football, no helmets, no pads, but we're playing tackle football. We'd have been out there maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. My team got the ball back. I said, "Hey, I'm done playing for today. I need to get my stuff ready for class." And I walked out of the huddle. I'm done playing. If I kept walking, where would I be at today? Who knows? But all of a sudden, I hear, "We need someone to run the ball." I stopped, turned around, and I said, "All right, I'll come back for one more play. That's it. One more play. I'm invincible. Give me the ball. I'm going to run it. Let's go. I'll come back for one more play because we need someone to run the ball." What do we call this? A plug now. Probably disgracing plug, but name of my book, One More Play. One of my books. My first book was named One More Play. All right, so you can get you a copy of that if you feel led to. Now they hand the ball off to me. I bust through the line, broke a couple of tackles, scored a touchdown. I mean, I ran a 99-yarder. Well, it wasn't on the real football field, but it was a long way that I ran it back. Touchdown. And what happens when you score a touchdown? You put the ball down, play's over, everybody's celebrating. So as I'm putting the ball down, I'm turning back towards the field to see people. I see something on the right side of my peripheral vision. I have no idea what it is. I just see something. I feel contact up high, shoulder high. I hear that loud pop, and we both go to the ground. On that particular day, September 11th, almost to the minutes today, 39 years ago exactly today, almost to the minute, only one of us returned to our feet, and it wasn't me. It was not me. I was paralyzed instantly. Now, before I realized I was really paralyzed, because when I heard that loud pop, I thought my collarbone got broken because the guy hit me up high. But the guy that tackled me, he was all excited. "Hey, look what I done. Look what I done. Hey, I tackled him." I go, "Yeah, after the play's over." And then I said, "Man, I'm going to get up and I'm going to beat you." And I tried to get up because I figure, again, being invincible, I was left-handed. My right side is what I thought was broken, the collarbone. And so I tried to get up. I lift my head. Nothing followed. My shoulders didn't come up. My arms at that time didn't come up. My legs definitely didn't move. Put my head down. And I'm thinking, I tried a second time to get up, nothing. The old thing, three's a charm. Tried a third time, wasn't a charm for me. And that's when I realized I was paralyzed. Now, the plan that I had for me obviously wasn't going to work out with me being invincible, right? But we know that God says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future in Jeremiah 29:11. So at this point, again, not a Christian, but I've been to church before. And so I remember hearing this. Man, my plan of what I want to do to help is definitely not going to work out now. God, what's your plan? What is this plan? Again, I wasn't a Christian at this time, but I was one of them that talked to him, talk to God. And what's your plan? What's going to happen? I'm paralyzed. I can't move. I'm thinking of a man named JT. I met a man named JT and thought about him at that time. Who's JT? You're asking? JT was in a nursing home at the age, and he was in his 30s, early 30s. And how I met JT was when I was 12, 14, 15, 16 years old, I would go visit my grandfather in a nursing home. One day going to visit him, about a room or two before I got to my grandfather, someone hollers, "Hey, bud, could you come here for a minute?" And so I go, and in the room, and it's JT. He's curled up, laying on his side. He says, "Hey, can you hold that cup with that straw and let me get a drink of water?" I said, "Yes, sir." But JT was in an automobile wreck, and he was totally paralyzed from his neck down. Couldn't move his arm. Couldn't get his own glass of water to drink. He's having me to hold it for him. So I'm thinking of JT, and I'm thinking, I'm 19 years old. I'm going to be in a nursing home the rest of my life. God, what kind of plan is that at 19 to be in a nursing home? We can think about God. He's so big, we can question him. You know, we can question him. He may or may not respond to us, but he's big enough he can handle us questioning. So, God, what's planned? What's going on? I mean, you can put me in a nursing home at 19? I mean, I was wanting to help my family. How am I going to help anybody paralyzed? I'm talking to God. I'm thinking about this. So, get me to the hospital, and sure enough, they confirmed what I already knew. I was paralyzed, spinal cord injury. I was told I would never walk again, possibly not move from my neck down. Later on, doctors advised my family to put me in a nursing home. There it is, 19 in a nursing home. Put me in a nursing home. That'd be too much of a burden for them to provide care. God, what kind of plan is this? You know, you say your plan is not to harm us. How is this not harming? How are you providing hope if I'm in a nursing home? Well, thankfully, God knew my family before I was even born that I needed to be with this family I have. My mother, my brothers. Remember, my dad died when I was 16. Grandmother, who was a nurse, and they refused to listen to the doctor about going to a nursing home, and they didn't put me in one. Thankfully, that happened. So then, years to go on with physical therapy stuff, I decide, hey, if I'm gonna have any type of life, I need to go back to college. This time, do some real studying, and went on to become a teacher, award-winning educator, coaching state championship team. Again, you can see the ball behind me, state championship team, and went on to become a doctor. Got a doctoral degree. Now, motivational speak, go and wrote some books, help out people, and got a podcast. It's called Professor of Perseverance. So if you get a chance, go check out Professor of Perseverance. Now, when laying there on the ground and later on in the hospital, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do in life and to go on. Again, I wasn't a Christian at the time, but I do remember this verse. Then James 1, 2, and 3. Consider it a pure joy, my brothers and sisters, wherever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Perseverance, so that way we can use this perseverance with our faith, knowing that God does have a plan for us and use this for His plan, His purpose. And so, with this and becoming a Christian has definitely made things a little easier. It's not perfect, nothing's going to be perfect, but I've definitely having a life better than I was ever planned, thought after I got paralyzed. All right, I'm not going to keep rambling on with all of you. I appreciate you coming in, but just letting you know that the September 11th, uh, please pray for all the family members from 2001, all the people that were involved, our first responders, volunteers, everybody that was involved with that. Please pray for the people in other countries that was standing in awe of wondering what's going on here. That if America can get uh, uh, attacked like this, what could happen, and they're watching us to see how we react. So, on this day, please continue to remember them and doing anything to help them out. But again, today is also my September 11th, and letting you know that even though life is tragedy, life is hard. Stuff comes thrown to us unexpectedly. What do? We put on our big boy pants and we play the game of life, right? We don't give up. We use this perseverance in James 1:2. Use this perseverance and faith. I have no doubt that I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for God in my life, the family He gave me, and the friends He put in and out to my life throughout here. Some for just a season, some for a lifetime. Some come in, some come out, and then they're back in. And you got to also think the people that are bad to you, they don't like you, but they come in your life. They may lie about you. They might, I don't know, they're just cruel to you. Okay, let's put it that way. And you got to thank them for coming in because it makes you aware and awake of to watch out for. And so I think everybody. I hope the best for everybody. I don't care if someone wronged me. I hope the best that they get out of life. I don't have to play with them. I don't have to talk to them. But I can still offer. I hope the best of their life. So that's about all I got. Just telling my story here for how I got in the wheelchair in September 11th, 1983. Again, please pray for all the people from 9/11 and September 11th, 2001, because everything went on there. And we appreciate it. And again, don't forget you have your own 9/11. May not be specifically on that date, but it's a tragedy that's done something to you that has altered and changed your life and hopefully made it better of you. Hey, I'm out of here. Thank you for coming in. I'm Dr. James Purdue, the professor of perseverance. Do something today, tomorrow, something next week that's going to help you persevere past your